anybody you idolize your game after, the tight end wise, and then just two, what do you kind of try to do as a tight end? Are you more of a blocker? Are you more of a kind of receiving tight end, or a little bit of both?
See, that's the thing. My favorite tight end, to be honest with you, is Antonio Gates because I like how he played the game. But really, I used to be a blocking tight end, but I'm trying to get myself as like a tight end slot. I'm trying to be more versatile so coach can see that and,
Right.
NFL scouts can see that. So I really sometimes I'll watch Antonio Gates highlights and sometimes I'll watch like Odell Beckham highlights just to get the feeling of, off releases and stuff, how to get off the pass. The run block and go out for a quick out route, stuff like that.
Tell me about the schools. I know it's a couple schools that are interested in you. Tell me about which ones have reached out to you and which one you got kind of on your mind, man.
Yeah, my dream school always been Auburn because of Cam Newton. I like how he played the game,
right?
Like determination. But the schools that recently hit me out is BUL, Virginia Union, and Lenore Ryan School. That's my top three.
What are some things you do to kind of stay fit and kind of where you get these opportunities?
Well, I always got to have a schedule. If you don't got no schedule, you're just gonna be all over the place. So at 5 a.m., if I'm not running, I'll either do push-ups or sit-ups at home and like a core workout. And then at 10 a.m., I go hit the gym with my trainer. We do some workout in. I come back home, rest up, ice up. You always got to eat. You got to force yourself to eat even when you don't want to. Because if you don't want to eat, it ain't going to benefit you. And then after that, I might work on some drills, some footwork drills, working on releases, how to get off a press, how to block, where to put my hands at, just the fundamental stuff.
Been attached to this more. Obviously, you're an African-American male. You're considering going to HBCU. So what is kind of your thoughts, man, on the kind of whole Deion Sanders situation, him going to Jackson State, building up that program, getting more eyes on HBCUs, going 27-5 as a head coach, and then kind of leaving? I know everybody kind of has their viewpoint, but I wanted to hear, what you thought, because especially you're thinking that you're strongly considering going to an HBCU. What did you think about that whole thing?
It's like this. At first, you got to think about it. From our standpoint and our generation, they're going to say it's all about the money. Because it's like, we don't really think about what we say come out of our mouth. But if you think about it, this man LeBron, all these people to watch us, all these celebrities to the games, all these scouts to other people practices, and they just going to do that, man, like that. Well, I respect him for doing what he did and shining the light on HBCUs. I really respect that. So I don't feel no type of way about him because I know he got a family to feed and he got to feed himself. And he going through some stuff. He probably going through some stuff. All I'm saying is that I appreciate the man for trying and giving his effort.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Sports Talk with Naj. Today I'm here with Derek Johnson. A lot to talk about today. Talk about some of his recruitment process. Kind of, him coming from kind of graduating high school, what his journey's been like today, and then get into, some schools he's eyeing and where he wants to go. So, yeah, DJ, tell us, man, how's it been for you? Where you from and stuff like that.
It's been good. It's been good. God has blessed me. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm just trying to keep my head straight on, trying to stay focused, trying to make my family proud. I love playing football. I'm trying to get back to it.
Right, and you played in 2019, really good Shiloh team. You guys went undefeated. You were 6-0. Kind of stumbled a little bit, got to the playoffs. I know you were a tight end there. Just walk me through kind of how that journey was being a high school student. Playing for Shiloh. How was that journey for you there?
Well, I'll say this: the journey was fine, but it's like I was more disobedient to the coaches and the school, so I really wasn't focused about it. So when it got time for me to be focused about it, I wasn't ready for my opportunity. And I think God blessing me now to get me on this right path to be ready and focused. That's why I'm more focused now. And I can see what football can do for me.
Right. And then you mentioned being you say you were, disobedient, you weren't really listening to coaches. So, when did that light kind of click on for you where you were like, okay, this is what I need to do. These are the steps I need to take to kind of, put yourself in a position where you got the opportunities that you have now?
I was thinking, and then my brother was talking to me about it. My dad was talking to me about it. My mom was talking to me. My family, and my friend Jasheen Davis, he was talking to me about it. He plays for Wake Forest. Shout out Jasheen. And then they was talking about football can give you benefits and stuff. Like, you really gotta love the game because it's gonna love you back. Because if you don't respect the game, it ain't gonna respect you.
Right.
So
And
now,
no, go ahead.
so now basically, what's the name? I respect the game. I'm in love with it. I want to make it. I want to make this thing last.
Right. And, for you, man, growing up, obviously, playing football at the, the minor leagues, playing, rec ball and stuff like that. Did you have a
Yeah.
mentor that was kind of in your ear, like telling you, okay, these are the things you need to do, man. These are the things, this is how you separate yourself from the competition. This is how you put yourself in a position, where you can get noticed and things like that.
Yeah, I had a mentor. It was my coach from Little League. Like all my coaches from Little League. You know, my dad, even though he be tripping sometimes. but yeah, my dad, my uncles and stuff. My cousins. But really, my dad and my coaches they really like try to push me hard every day. But I was
Right.
getting it early, but now I get it. I understand why they was pushing me so hard.
Yeah. Right. And now, so you graduated 2020, correct?
Yes, sir.
Right. So you graduated 2020. We're in 2022 now. So walk me through ever since May 2020 up to now. What's the journey been like for you? Because I'm correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think you went to college right out. So I think you went like straight to working. So how has that journey been? We'll see these stories all the time, and we'll see somebody that was working. I don't know if you're familiar, DJ, with the Kurt Warner story, but he was
Yeah,
bagging groceries, and stuff like that before he got
yeah.
his opportunity and was working. So your story almost kind of similarly fits that. So just walk me through what's that journey been from May 2020 when you graduated to like now. What are some things you've been doing?
It really been hard because people don't understand. Like everybody want to be in gangs, everybody want to shoot, everybody want to fit in with everybody. But when the real world hits you, you ain't gonna know what to do. So when the real world hit me, because all that playing I did in high school, I'm thinking I'm gonna be straight, I'm gonna be fine. Now I started working, then my life just went downhill, and I just felt like everything was against me. But to be honest, I put all that, putting through my parents through this on myself. So basically, that was the consequences that God gave me. Now, once I realized I was working so hard and just barely making any money, I was like, my mom had told me, she was like, I told you go to school and get your education. But since you don't want to get your education, this what comes with it. Ever since then, it clicked to me. Like, I didn't want to be working hard. I want to live my life successfully, be more wealthy than rich. I want to be having a wealthy family, everything. I want to do what I got to do now. So later, I ain't got to even stress about it.
Right. No, exactly. And it sounds like, that light bulb went off. And, before we obviously talk about the career process in the schools that are interested in you, let's talk
Yeah.
about, similarly, kind of that light clicking on and, talk me through like what's been your workout regimen, man? What are some things you've been doing to kind of, separate yourself, get your body back fit? Because I know you was out of, school and playing football for a couple of years. So what are some things you're doing training wise, from that kind of perspective? Waking up early. What are some things you do to kind of stay fit and kind of where you get these opportunities?
Well, I always gotta have a schedule. Because if you don't got no schedule, you're just gonna be all over the place. So at 5 a.m., if I'm not running, I'll either do push-ups or sit-ups at home and like a core workout. And then at 10 a.m., I go hit the gym with my trainer. We do some workout in. I come back home, rest up, ice up. You always gotta eat. You gotta force yourself to eat even when you don't want to. Because if you don't want to eat, it ain't gonna benefit you. And then after that, I might work on some drills, some footwork drills, working on releases, how to get off a press, how to block, where to put my hands at, just the fundamental stuff.
Right
Can't
now,
can't get.
right now,
I was
answer
like,
this for me. When you was in high school, right? So, what kind of coverages did you see a lot? During high school and film. I've heard some players say they see a lot of cover 3, cover 4.
yeah, there's
From
a
a
lot.
tight end, there was a lot of those. what are some beaters for that? And for you, like the tight end, where's the position you need to be in order to kind of beat that coverage? If you see a cover 3 or a cover 4.
It's all about like where you want yourself. Like, cause since they run in the zone, they're gonna be shifting. They're not gonna be man to man. So you always want to find the right hole or the right spot to just sit in there. So basically, you got to have that chemistry with your quarterback. Like if you have the chemistry with the quarterback, he'll know where you're gonna be at, and you'll know where he's gonna place the ball at, basically.
Right. And for you, tight end wise, it's become such a pretty cool position. Like before, back in the, decades ago, centuries ago, it was more so blocking, creating holes for the running back. So, now we're seeing the proliferation kind of the Travis Kelce's, the George Kittles, the diamond tight ends that can go across the middle. They almost like receivers. So for you, one, is anybody you idolize your game after, the tight end wise? And then just two, what do you kind of try to do as a tight end? Are you more of a blocker? Are you more of a kind of receiving tight end, or a little bit of both?
See, that's the thing. My favorite tight end, to be honest with you, is Antonio Gates. Because I like how he played the game. But really, I used to be a blocking tight end, but I'm trying to get myself as like a tight end slot. I'm trying to be more versatile so coaches can see that, and NFL scouts can see that. So I really like. Sometimes I'll watch Antonio Gates highlights, and sometimes I'll watch like Odell Beckham highlights, just to get the feeling of off releases and stuff. How to get off the pass. I mean, the run block and go out for a quick out route. Stuff like that.
Right. And then for you running routes, do you have a favorite route you like to run? Sometimes, you have the goals, you have the digs, you have, kind of that inward crossing route, you got the shallow route, you got the inward breaking out route. Is there any like routes as a tight end that you like to run?
I like running a post. I like the post. Like the deep routes. I love the post.
You like the post inside or you like the post outside?
Inside.
Inside. Okay. And continue going on, obviously you mentioned the lessons you've learned in the last 3 years. If you had to tell anybody in your predicament or they're struggling out of high school, they still want to play, but some life circumstances have hit them. So some advice you would give maybe to the younger generation that want to play football, but they're going through, a multitude of things that's kind of preventing them from? What would you tell them?
You always got to keep your head up because no matter what, you can't envy nobody because your time is coming. So there's no point in hating on somebody else or downing yourself because your time coming. You just got to keep working hard for it. But it's coming, though. It's coming.
Got you. So staying in the moment, staying motivated, and, staying motivated, right? And not letting it, when the adversity hit, not caving to it.
Yeah, mental health is everything.
You're right about that. Definitely. So let's talk about now kind of your recruiting process. Let's go back kind of mentioned about staying in shape. We mentioned that your trainers doing footwork drills, running those certain routes and things like that. But what has it been like as far as playing wise? I think you told me, or I know you've done a stint at, I think it was Georgia Knights. How did that go? Where did that kind of opportunity arise from?
Well, my friend, like I said, Jashae Davis, he put me on with all these coaches on my Twitter. He told me to make a Twitter account, hit up these coaches. So Georgia Knights hit me up, and they told me to come out and play for them. So I took the opportunity to play with Georgia Knights. It was a good season, but it got cut short because I got injured in practice.
Tell us a little.
Appreciate the opportunity.
Yes, sir. And tell us a little bit about the injury. What kind of happened? And what was the significance of the injury?
We doing Oklahoma in practice, and I hit the dude, but when I hit him, my shoulder popped. I felt it pop, so I just stopped, and then my shoulder was dangling, but it was just separated. But other than that, I was fine. But the doctors told me I had to sit out for 3 to 4 weeks, and that really hurt me because that was the season right there. I needed the film. That was the season. That was the season right there. So I just kept my head high, tried to push through. I remember the second week. I kid you not, the second week, my mom told me, I'm going to make you a better man. The whole time the doctor said, don't do nothing. Man, I'm in there working. The second week, I was like, see the truth. The second week.
Second week, right? And now, okay, so you kind of ended your season to separated shoulder, the last 3-4 weeks of the season. What's the recovery process been like for you? And are you fully healthy now?
Yeah, I'm 100% healthy, but what's the name? The process is kind of hard because you got to sleep different. You like type of stretches you can't do no more. You can't lift your arm up and stuff. You got to get back to like having that mobility in your arm and stuff. You don't want to always just sleep on your arm and don't do nothing with it. You got to do type of exercises. And really, the hardest part about it is going to sleep on time, waking up not late, and what's the name? Eating healthy. The more healthy you eat, the quicker the process will be, and the more easier the process will be.
I'm glad you brought up health and eating right. Before we even get into talking about kind of the schools interested in you, tell me about what's your diet like? Walk me through the diet of an athlete. What are some things you take to stay lean and fit that where you don't feel like bloated or anything like that you kind of stick to? Because you mentioned the regimen, you mentioned the schedule having those critical parts of it. But tell me about the health part of it. What are some things you eat on a day to day to stay fit?
I love bananas. Like everywhere I go, you'll see me with bananas. I always keep water with me. What's the name? I use 2 protein shakes. I got a vegan one and I got muscle milk. So either before I work out, I use the vegan one. Then after I work out, I use the muscle milk. I go straight to sleep, get my rest, and wake back up, and I might drink the vegan one. Cause I don't drink the muscle milk that much, cause I heard some stuff about it. But other than that, I might put some strawberries in it. But I don't eat strawberries every day because the acid and stuff, it can break your face out. But grapefruit, and I eat pasta, fish, shrimp, baked chicken and salmon. I gotta stay away from it. I stay away from the pork, the deep fried food like chicken, wings. I can't eat that. And processed food. If for anybody hearing this, processed food is bad for you, so don't eat processed food.
Sounds like you got a pretty good diet, man. That's definitely been making a difference. So, all right, man. We talked about the diet. We talked about the health. We talked about where you are now. So, tell me about the schools. I know it's some couple schools that are interested in you. Tell me about which ones have reached out to you, and which one you got kind of on your mind, man.
Yeah, my dream school always been Auburn because of Cam Newton. I like how he played the game,
Right.
like the determination. But the schools that recently hit me out is BUL, Virginia Union, and Lenore Ryan School. That's my top three that I'm looking at right now.
And in those schools, why are they in your top three? And tell me what's kind of stand out about the program, those programs for you.
Because they organize. Like, no shade to Georgia Knights, but what's name? I ain't never seen like an my fault. Organized program like them. I haven't seen an organized program. Like all three of them, they organized. I like the coaching staff.
And then for you, have you kind of met? So you can walk me through this process too. Have you met with like the tight end coach or their wide receiver coach, the offensive coordinator? And what are some things they kind of told you? Like, hey, we're interested. We think you can fit into our offense in this way. What are some things they kind of said to you when you met with them? Some of the coaches.
Yeah, I met with the tight end coaches and stuff, and they want me. And what's the name? They was like they want me this spring though, and stuff, so I could fit in. Get the playbook down pat. And the quarterback's been texting me, the wide receiver's been texting me, and I've been trying to do what I gotta do in school now. So once I transfer out, it's a done deal. It's over with.
Right. And then you mentioned real quick the three schools. Is there one you're kind of favoring, or is that kind of decision you're going to wait a little bit, reveal it on Twitter? Or you're going to give me some kind of inside intel of where you're going to go?
I'm going to wait a little bit.
Okay.
I've been having my mind on two though. I'll give you the intel on two of them.
Okay.
It's either VUL or Virginia Union.
VUL or Virginia Union. Okay. Those are heavy on your mind. Okay, respect that, man.
Heavy.
Okay. Got you. And then for you, so I think the semester for school is about to end. You might got another week or two left, correct?
Yeah.
So then straight from there, okay, so just walk me through you know, you might not know when you're going to commit, but walk me through, when you plan on, because obviously spring ball will be here before you know it, especially when we turn the calendar year. But walk me through maybe when you think you'll be ready to make a decision and kind of, when you prepare to kind of, sign the dotted line, man.
January. In January.
January. Okay.
It's coming. Yeah.
Okay. So January, you plan to sign and then go to the school.
Or after Christmas.
After Christmas.
I might
okay.
make commit after Christmas.
So then assuming once you, make the decision Christmas, January, you're going to roll into the school and then you'll be going there in the spring, correct?
Right.
Okay. Okay. Got you, man. And so obviously tight end. So let me ask you this. This is more a personal question. Just, for you, where did your kind of love for football come from? Where did it start? I know you played Little League. Was there a moment in your life you remember like, dang, I really enjoy football. I want to play this someday. Was there something you seen on TV? Was it a moment you shared with your dad, your brother, whoever? What was that moment that's kind of like, I want to play football?
I'm not gonna lie. When I was playing it when I was younger, I didn't really love it. But I love playing like against kids, But I didn't really love the game. I didn't understand what the game could, provide for me. But when I got older and stuff, and I started going through family stuff, and I just sat back one day and I just looked up to the sky and I was just talking to God and stuff, And I said, I want to do this. I want to prove everybody wrong, the image they got on me. So I got a bad image on me. Yeah, that's what everybody, but I'm not complaining about it. I'm just going to prove everybody wrong. That's all I'm going to do, prove you wrong. I promise you I'm not ending up where I started.
That's all that matters, man. And then, for you also, you mentioned the working out. Do you kind of do, every athlete's different. I know some athletes work out 3 times a day. Some work 4, 5, Is yours kind of just in the mornings or do you kind of, you do 2 a days, 3 days? How is your, your workouts? How often you work out?
I do every day except the weekends. The weekends is like a recovery day. They ain't really a recovery day. Weekends is more like, because I might lift 5 days out the week, but the weekends I might be doing some cardio stuff. I may be doing, like sprints, stuff like that. I'm trying to keep myself in shape, footwork, working on my craft, how I line up, how I come off the ball, the explosiveness, stuff like that. But I don't mean I'm just going to take a day off because it's like, because your body do need rest, but that don't mean it's a day off. You should be doing something every day.
Right. And let's go back to kind of the decision of the schools you want to go to. So, when you go there, will you be playing on scholarship? Will you have to kind of work like how you've been doing now, in balancing school, or will it be a little bit of both?
Yeah, Virginia Union, it's on scholarship, free tuition and stuff. But VUL, I think it's not free tuition. I think that's what they told me. I think they say you got to work for your scholarship if you want to own full scholarship. I ain't got no problem with that. I'll work for mine.
Got you. And, just get to know you more on a personal basis. I think, your favorite team is still the Cowboys. You have to correct me if I'm wrong, but what's some teams you like, some players that, you really enjoy watching out on the gridiron, whether it's at the tight end position or just, players across the league?
Number 1, Justin Jefferson. That boy a dog. Hey, he different. He different.
Right.
I would say Cam, but I don't know what Cam doing. Odell. I like what's his name too? Jonathan Taylor. I think that's what his name is. Isn't that his name?
Talking about the Colts running back?
Yeah, he nice.
Yep.
I just thought he was all talk, but he nice. And what's his name? What's his buddy name off of the Dolphins. Number 17.
It's Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, Jalen Waddle.
Okay.
Yeah, he nice.
Okay. And two, since you are a Cowboys fan, what do you think about the possibility of Odell Beckham landing with you guys, kind of, adding to that offense that's been dominant, throughout the year?
Oh, it's over with. It's Super Bowl. It's Super Bowl time.
It's Super Bowl time.
It's that time. We supposed to win it when Tony Romo and Dez, what year was that? I think that was like 12. 12. It had to be somewhere around there.
Okay,
2014, 2013. When he
13,
dropped
12,
that pass
2012.
when we played the Packers and they cheated
I
us.
remember. Yeah, that it was that fumble towards the goal line. Yeah, that was an
Yeah.
infamous play. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. All right, and then I think too, it's a cousin you have that you try to mentor as well. I think he wants to get back, to playing kind of. I think he's trying to play football again. So, what are some things you
Yeah.
trying to just teach him as a mentor and just show him? Okay, well, these are the things you need to do if you really want to, play, stand out, and kind of be on the next level.
The problem is with him, I love my cousin. I love everybody. I love my cousin, but he taking football for granted. And there's some people out here that's like really dedicated to this stuff. That's not just gonna let you walk on here and you think you got the starting position just because you walking on and you think you can play this position and stuff. It's people that'll die for this. It's people that gotta feed their family. It's people that's striving for this. It's people that already been training for this since they was little, since they was babies. Like it ain't gonna work like that. You got to catch up to them. It's a work, it's a mentality, and it's a work habit. Like you got to have them two things to be great. If you ain't got them two things, then like I said, the game not will respect you. You're just gonna be looking around, like looking for help because
Right,
the work is there. The work is there. You just got to put it in.
right. And for you, man, how important is so let's stay out of this, right? Obviously, I'm not a predictor of the future, but could you see yourself being like a coach, kind of like that mentor for the kids that want to come up and play,
Yeah,
football, down the line? How important is mentorship to you, and is coaching a realm of possibility? Maybe not now, but in the future that you could see yourself doing.
yeah. If I don't make it to the NFL, I'm not saying that because I always want everybody want to make it to the NFL. But if I don't make it to the NFL, that's what the benefits that comes from it because you love the game. You can coach. You can be a trainer. You can be even an interviewer. You can be that. You can be a what's that called? What's that thing that Eric Thomas do? A motivational speaker. There you go.
Yeah,
Motivational
yeah,
speaker, stuff like that. Stuff like that. It
got
brings
you.
benefits to the table.
No, it does. It does. Definitely. Yeah, it definitely opens up a bunch of things. Some other things you could be athletic director, assistant coach.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a lot of things you can be from it. You're definitely right about that. And for
yeah,
you, I wanted to get your opinion on this because you can attest to this more. Obviously, you're an African American male. You're considering going to
yeah.
HBCU. So, what is kind of your thoughts, man, on the kind of whole Deion Sanders situation? Him going to Jackson State, building up that program, getting more eyes on HBCUs, going 27-5 as a head coach, and then kind of leaving. I know everybody kind of has their viewpoint, but I wanted to hear, what you thought, because especially you're thinking that you're strongly considering going to an HBCU. What did you think about that whole
Yeah.
thing?
It's like this. At first, you got to think about it from our standpoint and our generation. They gonna say it's all about the money because it's like we don't really think about what we say come out of our mouth. But if you think about it, this man done brought all these people to watch us, all these celebrities to the games, all these scouts to other people practices, and they just gonna do that man like that. Well, I respect him for doing what he did and shining the light on HBCUs. I really respect that. So I don't feel no type of way about him because I know he got a family to feed and he got to feed himself. And he going through some stuff. He probably going through some stuff. All I'm saying is that I appreciate the man for trying and giving his effort to
So
make
you
everybody better.
right. So you don't think the move was like premature. You think he did what was best for him, and you think in that situation, that's kind of what he should have did. Because some
Yeah,
people are like they think he should have stayed. It wasn't right, because he was like you said, he made a lot of headlines. Like he landed Travis
yeah,
Hunter out of Collins Hill. He flipped him. He had a bunch of recruits that wanted to come to Jackson State,
yeah.
and things like that. So do you think it's fair, to Jackson State or those kids there that believed in him and he's leaving so early? Do you think that's fair to them, in your opinion?
Mm, it depends. It depends because it's kind of hard. It's like the community love that man. And, taking that man from that community is going to bring all that controversy. It's going to bring like hate, love. It's like just like in football, it's going to be some people that love you. There's going to be some people that hate you. It's just that God got a way. He got a plan for everybody, and I felt like that was his plan. I felt like he did enough for HBCUs. He shined the light. He did what he said he was gonna do. Even if he don't win no championship, he still shined the light because he's Deion Sanders, and NFL Hall of Famer. So he getting more HBCUs. They getting more attendances. They getting like 60,000 in attendance. They bringing ESPN games, college game day, all that stuff. So I'm thinking like he did what he's supposed to do. Now it's time to him to elevate. Like he said, it's time to elevate.
Now,
You can't just
let me stay in the same place.
Yeah.
Now, answer this for me too, man. Kind of just off of that question, for you, why do you think it is that HBCUs don't get that kind of coverage? Like, we'll see. I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the first time I've heard, maybe even seen ESPN or a major television network actually broadcast a SWAC championship. It doesn't really get a lot of notice. It's not a lot of, I mean, there are some people that are writing about it, but it's not a national kind of a thing. It doesn't get that light, shown on it a lot. So, why do you think that is? And, what's kind of your hope? Obviously, you're going to HBCU of how the coverage will look in the future.
It's like this. It's like some people, they'll look at these big schools like Auburn, Alabama, and stuff like that. And they're not understanding, like, I'm not saying, what's the name? I'm not discrediting none of them schools, but I'm saying it's some kids, like, that's at Alabama State, the HBCU colleges that can play just like how they can play. So I think everybody needs to shine a light on everybody. I don't get why they don't do that, but it ain't my decision. But if it was my decision, I would shine a light on everybody because there's plenty of black kids out here that can play on the same level as what's the name, D1 kids, or even better. I see some people.
Look what
I seen some people. What's the name? That's like off the linebacker off of Jackson State, Aubrey Miller. He like, and then I think he going to the draft. He declaring for the draft. He a good player. He can play in one of them leagues, like at Colorado and stuff, the Pac-10, that stuff, Big 12, ACC, stuff like that. I'm just saying we just need to shine a light on everybody because everybody deserves a shot to be shown.
You know what, too? I actually agree with you. I think it's a testament to say that I think media should do better, like you said, broadcasting those games, giving that total, kind of notice to it. And you can make the argument. Obviously, there's NFL Hall of Famers that come from HBCUs. A well-known one is Shannon Sharp. He's excellent. He played really well. Obviously, now he's on TV doing his show. But I agree with you. I think they need to shine more of a light on that and really, kind of display what the talent that they can bring to the table. So hopefully, man, in the future, we could see more coverage similar to what we've seen this year, College Game Day going out there to the schools. And hopefully this is not the end all be all. Hopefully they can start upgrading some of the facilities and they can, get a whole kind of, picture on it and, really land some TV deals and contracts. But one more question, man, before I kind of let you go for today. Again, appreciate you joining the show.
No problem.
What's the future hold for you, man? I know obviously you want to go to one of these schools and then you want to, play really well there, but is your hope to kind of stay there for, 3, maybe 4 years at the HBCU and kind of build your brand there, your own personal brand, or do you want to stay there for a year or two, transfer out to, a big time school? What's kind of your plan and the future intel for you?
So I got my goals rolling down. I want to win an HBCU championship. I want to beat the passing leader in yards as a tight end. I want to break that record. I want to win a national championship, NCAA, in the D1 league. And I want to go first round in the draft. I know how hard it can be, but I had to do it because I'm tired of losing. So I'm coming for everything.
Y'all heard that here, guys. It's coming for everything. Again, this is Derek Johnson. Joining the show today. Definitely appreciate him coming on, giving me a little bit of, the insight, what it's like, man, going through kind of, what he went through, learning kind of on the job, learning, the different principles and elements that you got to learn in life in order to put yourself in position for success. So I think he is, in position to do that. And I think he's showing that. And, man, wishing you nothing but success at, whatever school you decide to go to. You definitely got to let me know where you decide to commit, and how, your season goes. But I really appreciate you joining the show, man, and kind of giving me a little bit of your story and, how things have been turning out for you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. So
thanks for being on here.
Yes, sir. Of course, man. Anytime. Definitely appreciate you coming on. So that's all I got for you guys today, man. That is Derek Johnson, former Shiloh player, looking to, make his impact at HBCU. So hopefully this ain't the last interview, but I'm sure he'll be keying me in on his journey, how that goes, his commitment, and, kind of what everything entails after that. So appreciate you guys tuning in, man, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.